Welcome. This is Jordan Buckner with Food Bevy, the online community for food and beverage founders. And today I'm talking with Roy Krebs, the CEO and co-founder of Natural Stack. So Roy, glad to have you here with me today. I'd love to jump right in. Tell me about your company and how you got started.
Sure. Natural Stacks, we create open source supplements to build a better brain. So open source refers to our quality and transparency program. And then to build a better brain, we have a whole line of supplements, very targeted, condition-specific supplements to promote different aspects of cognition: mood, memory, focus, sleep. Been around since 2013. Started the company with my co-founder, Ben, and really got off to a great start. We did $100,000 in our first 100 days. And that was just through leveraging influencers and podcasts and things like that. Very niche, kind of biohacker crowd that we started in. And then since then, we've grown into more general public, I'd say. And we've kind of softened our branding as well, trying to reach more mass market. So it's been a great ride, so six or 7 years or so. Growing every year, and things are going great. And it's just really rewarding to be able to put out products that actually help people, especially mentally, and especially now when mood and stress is a serious issue.
I remember when biohacking and nootropics were kind of all the rage. You talked about kind of starting with that market. It sounds like it went great as $100,000 in the first 100 days is amazing. Talk about what led to this pivot towards a mass market and what that process looked like going from a very targeted niche market to broadening your brand scope.
Sure. So our flagship product was Siltep, CILTEP. We launched with that, and then one other, Smart Caffeine. And yeah, nootropics were kind of just becoming a thing. So we hit that really at the perfect time, I guess, for what we were doing. And we got on to Dave Asprey's podcast, Ben Greenfield, Tim Ferriss was talking about our products. So we had these great kind of just organic influencers that helped us get this initial traction. And then we noticed kind of maybe year 2, year 3, that we kind of tapped that market. You know, it's great, and the very high qualified, smart buyers. But, kind of beyond these biohacking geeks, you got to keep growing the company. And so to do that, we wanted to be able to hit more of a mass market. So we softened our branding a little bit. We used to be primarily young male, and then now we're older female is our target demo. So our packaging is more clear on when and how to take the products. You don't have to do quite as much research up front to figure out what this product is. And like Siltep, we actually changed the name to NeuroFuel because it used to stand for chemically induced long-term potentiation. So, NeuroFuel just makes a lot more sense right off the bat. And yeah, so I guess that was kind of we also lowered the price point of that product. We lowered the capsule count, which allowed us to lower the price point, making it more approachable. And now we're actually kind of on a third phase of the business where we're looking at creating even more kind of approachable, lower price point products, trying to get into the $10 to $20 price range, whereas now everything's a $30 to $40 price range.
So you've been around for 7 years or so now, and I've seen, I'm sure, your shares of ups and downs along the journey. Going into 2020, how's this year specifically been different for a business, and how have you adjusted through it?
Sure. So we've kind of just launched into retail about a year or 2 ago. And so currently we're in Sprouts, Fresh Time, Natural Grocers, Pharmaca, the natural channel accounts. And Sprouts is our best account currently, and they're going great. And we started off really a lot of momentum coming off Q4 last year, and Q1 was great. Typically the summers for us are slow in general. And then when COVID hit, towards the beginning of the year and the lockdown started happening, March and April were really slow, and I was quite nervous. Retail sales just tanked. People are in there as fast as they can, buying their bread and milk, not perusing the supplement aisle, and pretty worried about that. We cut some costs. Online sales dipped a bit. I don't think productivity and focus were on top of mind for people. But then, kind of coming out of spring into summer, we saw a lot of growth, and actually these last couple months were are record breakers for us. And so it's been a lot of ups and downs this year. The main thing we've seen is that there's a big shift in demand from our focus and memory supplements to now mood and stress. And so, for example, we have a product called Serotonin Brain Food, and that's doing exceptionally well. Our magnesium supplement, which helps with sleep and stress as well, is doing very well. Whereas our focus and memory supplements are lagging compared to what they were doing last year. Retail's actually popped back quite strong, but specifically for those two products. And online, we have always been primarily direct to consumer, but since COVID, we've seen a lot of growth on Amazon. And I think just everyone's ordering all their stuff on Amazon, and it's easy to add it to your basket. So we're seeing a ton of growth on Amazon right now. So yeah, definitely a shift in where we're spending our time and money. But overall, we will grow this year, which is great, coming off a couple months that were quite scary.
So being a company that's all around, brain health and optimizing that brain performance, how have you personally managed the ups and downs? And what are some of the tips and tricks that you have learned or do as an entrepreneur to get through these times?
Tough question. Let me know when you figure that one out. Yeah, tough. It's definitely some stress, definitely a lot of ups and downs. And I guess I don't have the answer. I take all my own products and they do help. But I think it's just, taking it one step at a time, taking care of your to-do list for the day, for the week, and not getting too caught up in what happened last week and what might happen in the future. And so I think that's helped me, is taking it a little more granular and tackling it one thing at a time, and trying not to look at the world burning down around us.
So true. I mean, it's crazy the number of things that have just layered on top of this year, one after the other. And it's been wild. And, one thing, if you look historically back, a lot of people tend to actually start businesses during economic downturns, social downturns, just because people's lives change, and it's an opportunity to get a semi-fresh start. So if you were to give one piece of advice to someone starting their business now, what would you tell them?
Just go get something out in the market as fast as you can. I think that's, people think too much about creating the perfect product or finding the perfect niche. And really it's just get something out there and then iterate fast once you do. But especially now, I think consumers are looking for very specific niche things, whereas the big brands are focused on their core SKUs that are selling great, and they're trying to keep those core SKUs in stock, and they're not paying attention to the more niche products that entrepreneurs can fill in the gap. And retailers are always looking for that, looking for innovation, looking how they can target their customers that come into the stores and get new customers into their stores. And then same with online, people are searching for very specific things, and they want to find that product that's just for them. So yeah, first thing is just don't wait, go ahead and try to get something to market as fast as you can. And then the second thing is, don't be afraid to compete with the big guys, because the big guys really aren't focused on what you might be.
I love that. Definitely some white space still in the market right now, especially with the core for larger conventional brands really narrowing right now. Perfect. I think that's really sage advice. Roy, hey, thanks for joining me on today. Roy Krebs, CEO of Natural Snacks. Best of luck over the next couple of months, and looking forward to checking in at the end of the year.
Yeah, thanks, Jordan.